Okay, as I suspected, the Needlebar, actually this is all rust in here. So this section seemed to got a little rust, a little airflow, it's humid. This did come over by Anchor Bay, so I don't know if maybe a lower humid, oh yeah, it would be a lower sitting kind of area, so might be more humid and whatnot. Some air flowing through this area. Not so much in here, but around the bottom, possibly. Anyways, definitely that's rust. I threw away, but I polished these. This shaft didn't have much for rust. It was barely, you could see the paper towel turn brown after using the 99% IPA. So I just cleaned that and got this smooth again, but was definitely required. Actually, it's probably not the best way, but I think because it's a good hardened precision ground part, should be okay. But I wound up grabbing with one of the teeth in this groove here. It's ground for the needle, and then rotated back and forth, and did that a few times. Put 99% IPA on each side first. Rotate, and then try to move up and down. Just kept doing that, so I got the shaft, the needle bar, outside of this, kind of like bearing area. Then that section was removed. I cleaned with IPA, soaked too much, but enough. A couple drops IPA on paper towel, going back and forth a bunch of times. I don't know, 20, 40, somewhere in there times, few times. And to get mainly that buildup that was where the needle bar was set in these little block areas. So then I just went and basically wiped down the shaft, similarly rotating back and forth what I could, and up and down, rotating around the needle bar without removing. So I'm going to see if I can get away. This is probably not the best way to do this because it barely just came out, this little part going into the connecting rod here. I did find this was tight also, but everything freed up otherwise. So she's freed up, and it was just the needle bar that was restricting the full range of motion, or any much for any motion, and a little bit this little connecting rod here on that crank definitely was stiff, and took a few rotations around. I didn't IPA that. I just put oil. I noticed as I rotated, the oil went down this level. So I just added more and going full range of motion, kind of pushing my finger there as I rotated the hand wheel to go up and down. That wound up working out pretty good. So it's not super smooth, but it's smooth enough to where I'm comfortable. I don't think I need to remove and clean. I'm thinking it'll lap itself into place using... Hopefully there's, other than that one little hole for oiling, if there is any corrosion where there would be lapping, hopefully it doesn't cause much. I'm guessing probably not, but I don't know. I almost want to remove this needle bar. I definitely got it good and oiled, and then I'll wipe down what I can. Probably should be removed because I think it's not too complicated to remove all this. Maybe. Yeah, I should unclip and unscrew, and then unscrew that, and that'll come all out. I may need to remove something. Yeah, I might need to remove some screws here to get out. But basically, I just removed the screw here after I moved the door so I could get this out of the way. And I was able to just barely swing this out with a little tap. I had to tap it, and I'm going to see if I can get it back in without having to completely, mainly remove this piece here and then have to recalibrate the needle position's depth. I'm a little nervous with the zigzag, the left-right position, because this screw is like off, kind of like a cam lobed for adjusting the left-right position. So I eyeballed that outside diameter pretty much lines up exactly with that outside diameter. Trying to keep an eye out as I was removing, because I noticed pretty quick, like, it was like, oh, that's kind of wobbly, like, that's a funky motion, so I need to make sure that's for adjusting. I recall reading that in one of the service bulletins, or whatever that document is, adjuster's guide or something like that. So I'm familiar with that part, and this too actually. It's just those gauges aren't available, so I don't have the gauges to be able to make those measurements easily, but I probably can if I critically think and draw everything out, think about, actually kind of a pain reading some of those because the copies aren't that high a quality, so I might have to do some contrasting or whatnot to be able to read to get the data well, or I might be able to assume from other machines possibly where I can read those guides to get those specs. And then, with what tools I have, calibrate. But I'm surprised how well I'm doing eyeballing. It's probably not the best way, but hey, this was stuck. I still have to work on the stitch selection guide, that little lever that goes into a little, I think they call it eccentric, a little hook. And then there's 2 screws. I think I can get the 1 screw tightened, no problem. And then I'm guessing there's like an angle from this blade on its back. The screwdriver can get in and tighten that other screw. It looked a little like, I might have to make a tool to where I have like a small flat blade screwdriver on the side, kind of like what do you call that? Little C clip with the 2 prongs on the side. The name's not going to come to mind. It's used for those ER collets. I'm not going to remember the name. But anyways, a custom tool to get that tightened. So I think this is a pretty long-winded video. I'll just go ahead and call it and then start reassembling. Now I want to clean a little more of these out with Q-tips to make sure there's no residue and I get a clean Q-tip. 99% IPA, then with oil, make sure the Q-tip comes out clean, and then I'll reassemble. So, and that'll be in this piston. I already cleaned this piston out. Like I said, there was a little bit of rust, looked like in there, and this I didn't see anything come out looking rusty. This, when I wiped down, there was a little bit. I think that's about all. So, yeah, so I'm going to get in here while it's open too and wipe down that also. Okay, I think that's about all. And then I'll make a little video regarding tightening that. Once I get this put back together, it'll be easier to rotate this cam stack for adjusting. I think that's right. Yeah, I'll be able to have a full range of motion anyways once I get this back in. Okay, be safe, stay healthy, and until next time.